Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's indoor adventure in taking Strahd seriously. It is, of course, a spooky Tuesday, and the day is May 7th, 2019, and you are loved. It's a very important thing to remember, and I hope that you remember it. Also, other things to remember. We stream this game live at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as other games that you can also find at the same exact time on twitch.tv/indoor adventures. We also have audio casts and stuff like that. So I am really thankful for the audiocast people because we hit 10,000 downloads on our audiocast, which is still like, I don't know how that works, but thank you, all of you listeners. It's really cool to see stuff like that. Speaking of cool things that you guys can see, guys, did you know we have the Bigger Battler mug? We have the Dragons Were the Friends We Made Along the Way t-shirts that come in a variety of red and browns. RJ has a mug because I'm assuming that he was doing laundry, and that's why he doesn't have it. But we all have these nice mugs. They're very good. They store an appropriate amount of liquid. If I could get ones that stored more, like an appropriate amount of soup, man, I would totally supply soup cups to people. That sounds rad. Make it happen, Streamlabs. But you can find all of this good stuff at bit.ly/adventure merch. Or if you are watching this on Twitch, you can go to the description below and find out about it that way. Also, if you are watching this on Twitch, or if you go to twitch.tv/indoor adventures, you can find a link to our Discord in the description of the video. I'm going to make it a large hyperlink image of the Discord icon, so that way you all know that you can join by clicking it. But currently, it is just the text URL. So if you are interested in joining our community and getting to know us more on a personal level as well, you can feel free to do that. But that's going to be it for my general spiel about stuff. So, RJ, who you going to be playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ and I'll be playing Speedy, the Human Ranger.
Hi, I'm LB. I'm going to be playing Silme, the half-elf wizard.
I'm the Indoor Adventurer, and I will be playing Kefris, the mongrel folk barbarian.
I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. So let's kick it off with a recap. Last time, the Malrezka siblings received a reading from the mysterious Madame Ava, and Silme finally revealed her magic studies to her heartbroken brother. Then, they began their mission to deliver Irina safely to Vallaki, and hopefully out of Strahd's reach. A woman named Billie on the road, and together they rescued 2 children from hags in the Bone Grinder windmill. Now, having left Billie to face Morgantha alone, they continue down the old Svalak road. The mist is thick, and the woods are quiet. The only sounds come from the horses' hooves on the packed earth, and a faint creaking from the carriage. Bartholomew and Irina ride shotgun on top of the carriage, while Kefris drives. Maybelle and Silme ride inside with the children. An hour or so passes before Irina leans towards Kefris and asks, "What is it like outside the Barovia?"
And at this point, Kefris has just kind of been like eyes on the road. Ever since they left Old Bone Grinder, he has been feeling very weird. So having somebody just ask him a question directly kind of breaks through that that moment that he was having to himself, and just I mean, it's kind of like this, but not. I mean, we have roads, we have horses, we have carriages, food similar to that we found in the camps last night and this morning. A lot more color. A lot more color. And he says, kind of looking over the dreary landscape that is Barovia. There's a lot more laughter. there's a lot more sun. A lot more sun.
What does the sun look like?
Oh, you don't. No, that's a bad. You might not know what it looks like. We don't really know what it looks like because it hurts really, really, really bad if you look at it for too long. So it's just better. Most of us just assume that it is like a large sphere in the sky. Mages have deduced that most things functioning in that kind of space end up taking a spherical shape, so we just sort of assume it's a ball. Although, honestly, it could just be a very angry, like, baby-faced individual in the sky. We're not exactly sure.
It is very strange. All of the books talk about looking longingly into the sunset.
Oh,
Why would
sunset
anyone
is
do that?
different. Very different. Sunset is, if it's high noon and you're looking at it, it'll burn your eyes. It's very not good. But if it's setting, it's very nice orange and light pinkish color sometimes, occasionally painting the sky red, almost like the color of these cords. And he'll show his Ilmateri cords on his arms. And, no, those are nice. Those are very nice to look at.
I'd like to see it one day.
How about this? We take care of this devil, and then sunsets all around.
I would like that. And Irina smiles. And as you guys continue down the road, Bartholomew, you hear something familiar. It's a whistle that hunters use to communicate to one another.
Like like a meerkat or a prairie dog, he like stands up in his seat and looks towards where the whistle is.
Yeah, you can see that there's a light a little bit off the road coming from somewhere in the woods, as though somebody has a lantern somewhere out there, and you hear that whistle again.
You hear him whistle back in response.
All right, there's a responding whistle that basically means come over here.
Yeah, he'll who's shotgun with him? Irina?
Yeah, it's you and Irina are on top of the carriage. So like when Irina was talking to Kefris, she just kind of leaned over like with her arms like this.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah, he'll steer the carriage over and then look down into the hole and go, "We are making a pit stop."
Yep. When you look in there, the freak, the child, is really antsy. So like he's standing on the seat rather than sitting like a normal good child. Like what was the other one? Mirabelle or something? Myrtle? That was Myrtle. Myrtle. So that's the situation in there. How's Silme doing?
Silme's quiet. She's I assume Maybelle's trying to settle the child, and she's kind of just offering assistance where she can. But in general, she's pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, Bartholomew, you're gonna hop down and head in that direction.
Yeah.
All right. You kind of have to push some foliage aside, and he's not necessarily hiding. He's just a little bit off the road. You find a hunter sitting on a log, and he's got his bow and arrows just kind of like laid off to the side haphazardly, and he's got a crate of wine, and he'll nod at you, and you recognize this guy as Laszlo Malenkov. He just kind of gives you a look out of the side of his eye, and he's just like, "Oh, Bartholomew. I thought it might
Laszlo.
be you. Here, sit
I'll go
down,
s-
sit down."
Yeah, he'll walk over, Give him like the arm handshake. Sit down across
Yep.
from him.
Absolutely. And he presses a bottle of wine into your hand, and he's all like, "Drink up while you can. They're not gonna have much left of this before too long. They haven't heard from the winery in days."
Don't you think we should be saving it for one of the many festivals back in town?
Fuck them. And he just like drinks.
How far away are we from Vallaki?
Honestly, not too far at this point.
Okay.
Maybe
So,
about 10 more minutes of slow walking.
oh, we're close. Okay.
Yeah, like super close.
How goes the hunt?
I wouldn't know. I've been on a walk.
Bartholomew just gives a 1,000-yard stare down at the ground. Ah. How long do you have left?
Oh, I'm actually supposed to be on vacation right now.
Have you told anyone?
Nope. And he like takes a swig. I see you've got a job. They pay
I do
well.
have a job. It's pretty well. They're outsiders, and they need a guide.
I've been doing some guide work myself. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is pretty high. 13. No, 15. Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't super great. At this moment, you become aware that you are surrounded by wolves. They're just kind of quietly watching from the shadows, but every now and then you see the glint of animal eyes in the forest.
So you found a new pack.
Afraid so.
He reaches for his crossbow.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
You know the rules around here, Laszlo.
And he will turn to you, and you see he's got, like, it's fresh. It's new. He's got a huge, like, clawed scar down the side of his face that he seems to have been hiding from you up until this point. And he says, "I go by different rules now." And he will lunge at you.
Oh boy.
So everybody should probably roll initiative at this point.
This is how we lose Bart.
This is how we lose him, yeah.
Silme, what if, are we going to start anytime?
No, he like wandered off a little bit, right?
He said he wasn't hiding.
Goody.
Right.
Yeah, he had pushed past some foliage.
Okay, so
while
he's
you-
like barely in the woods.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
You didn't necessarily see them. You didn't have like line of sight, but you like can hear them talking back and forth.
Okay.
And if you want to roll a perception check to have overheard this conversation, then that is definitely a thing.
Nice.
Got a
Alright.
dirty 20 for perception, but I got an 8 for initiative.
I got a 9 for my perception and a 10 for initiative.
I got a 21 for my initiative, and I was part of the conversation.
So like a 5?
So like a 5, yeah.
There were other things.
Alrighty. And what was the perception that you guys rolled, Kefris and Silme?
9.
Was it dirty 20? Dirty 20?
Dirty 20, yep.
Okay. Silme, while you're waiting for Bartholomew to finish up whatever Barovian nonsense he is. You peek out the window and you can see little gray shapes moving around, and you slowly become aware of the fact that a pack of wolves is surrounding Bartholomew. And just as you're probably about to say, hey, that doesn't look right, should we do something about that? You notice a figure standing like a fair distance away in the woods. And you get a really bad feeling about that. And at the top of the round, it is Speedy.
Yeah, pull out my crossbow.
Your old friend Laszlo is coming at you, and his teeth are a lot sharper than they used to be.
Just gonna triple tap him. Sorry. So does a 14 hit?
Yes.
8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
11 points of piercing damage. And then finally 7, 8, 9, 12. That's another 14, I think. Yeah. And then another 14 for 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So, 3 bolts, like, right at point blank, just riddle his body. And when he looks at you again, he's snarling, and you can see fur sprouting from various exposed parts of his body. And then the wolves come.
Oh, boy.
That's a sentence.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay. Bart, you're about to get dogpile.
By puppies?
Yep, natural 20 on the first one.
Why can't you roll this well every other day?
Does an 11 hit?
Yes, and no, sorry. My AC is 14.
Okay, I will just roll those and tell you how many hit then. Nope. Yes. Yes. No. No. And no. Alright, so 7 wolves dart out from the woods and will attack Bart. And one was a nat 20. How many did I say was yes? You guys remember?
At least 3.
At least 3?
I think it was 4?
Including the nat 20.
Yeah.
I can actually get out a piece of paper and keep track.
Reroll all of them. Let's see. Do it again.
Let's just see where the dice
I mean,
lay.
technically they do have pack tactics, so you would have advantage on all of those.
Tactics. Shit, thank you.
Fuck you, Endor.
I'm sorry, it's wolves! You guys have one in Monday. I have to know these things.
8, 9.
Abaddon is angry. Tell him.
14 damage from the nat 20. And
Ooh, that's half my health.
4 more piercing damage.
Oh, the API calculator did not like that. It's all red now.
6 more piercing damage. 4 more piercing damage.
He's down.
Alright. So that is that. Now it is Kefris.
Brother, I think that... Oh my god!
Just, what the hells? And I just leap from our cart towards where these wolves are to try and get to my friend. I'm gonna rage out because I am surrounded by wolves, and I'm gonna just start swinging. Just going for it. I'm not gonna reckless. I'll reckless. There's really no point not to.
No. Why? They all
He takes
get to
half
attack.
damage. He takes half damage either way. Either way, they have
Oh, yeah,
pack
no,
tactics, so they get advantage either way.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let the man hit.
Yeah, seriously, if I can. That's an 11 to hit.
No.
So I just jump into fucking frail wolves. Yeah, that's it.
There's just an ocean of wolves, like gray fur bobbing and weaving. And Speedy isn't even visible at this point.
Ocean of Wolves is my new metal band.
And I am just going to be yelling, like, just growling back at these wolves and just leave them alone. You're not fighting fair.
All right, 2 more wolves are going to come out of the woods and start accosting the horses.
Oh, the horses. That's important. God, man.
Yes, and that's a no. All right. So one wolf comes out and just latches onto one of your horse's legs, and that horse screams. And there is quite a commotion happening out in the woods here now. And that will be them. Now it's Silme.
This is fine. Okay, Silme is going to say, Maybell! That wasn't Silme's voice. Maybell! We need to get Speedy out of there! And then, she's going to jump, or, like, kick open the door and move over there. Question, are they in a line at all?
Sure.
If I manipulate myself around, will I hit my brother? And or Speedy?
You can manipulate yourself in a way that you can get 5 wolves in a line without hitting your brother and Speedy.
Cool. They need to make a dex save, please.
Okay.
Right? Dex save.
Are they any good at that? Probably should be. They're wolves. 18 for one. What's my...
13.
13. Okay, so yes. 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 Holy fuck. And yes, I did not roll lower than, like, 12 for all of those.
That's fine. That's fine. So Silme holds out her arms. If I have enough movement left, I'm going to try to get to Bart so I can place myself in between him and any other thing that's around him. And they all take half of 13 fire damage as... sorry. Let me tell you what I'm doing. So she pops up a red dragon scale and casts the Scorcher. I'm just going to call it the Scorcher because I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name, and it's fine. Stupid.
All right, so that definitely happens. And Maybell is just going to go on your initiative. So she will... You told her to get Bart.
We gotta get Speedy out of there, yeah.
All right, so she will pluck up her courage and dive into an ocean of wolves and pop out holding on to Speedy. And I guess she's gonna try and stabilize him.
Yeah. She's the only one of us that can.
All right. And it has to just be a more than 10, right? Okay. She does it then. Sweet. No death saving throws for you, friend.
Good.
All right.
Good.
Which one of us is the healer again?
Hi.
And then Irina is going to hop down from the carriage and she will say, we've got to get out of here, there's too many. And she will try and stab a couple of wolves. She has multi-attack, so she can do something similar to that. 15 will hit, and 14 will hit. So here comes damage for the wolves. She's got a long sword and a short sword. So 7 damage on one wolf who dies. And then 6 damage on another wolf who also dies. They're crispy critters from Silme's attacks.
Nice.
Okay.
I really wanted to do that before Kef went so that he could see me do magic and see how cool it was. But...
And as Irina drops a wolf off of her sword, she looks off into the woods and sees that dark figure standing there, and there is genuine fear in her eyes.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no.
that figure reaches out with a hand, and then just beckons. And she needs to make a save. Ooh, that's not good.
Mobby, I thought that was the figure that he was talking to. Not a new one.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna save at all. And then Irina drops her swords and reaches up to pull at her scarf. And that is the end of that turn. Speedy, you are done. And now wolves.
I'm just gonna say it right now, shield.
It's probably not a bad idea.
I'm sure you're fine.
With my
All right.
11 AC.
Yeah, it bumps up to 15.
16.
All right.
Let's go, girl.
2 for Silme. And this is going to be 6, so that won't hit. And 10, that also won't hit. All right.
Woo!
1 for Maybell.
I don't even need to shield.
One for Maybell. Oh no, she's an NPC.
Yeah. You don't got a stat block for nothing. That will hit. And Maybell takes 5 damage.
Door's face.
Oh fuck, yeah, Maybell only do have 5 hit points, don't she?
Fine. This is fine.
And down she goes.
So I guess the other 2 are gonna be for Kefris. That's a 19 on the die.
Hits.
And
Man, so it was fun playing Curse of Strahd with you guys.
Yeah, it was dope.
I was nervous about this, you guys. I was like, can you imagine the conversation that we were having? Does an 11 hit you?
No, it does not.
Does not. Okay, so you're only getting 1. Jeez. 7 damage for you.
Okay.
All right.
So reduce that to 3.
And now it's you, Kefris.
Oh
So
boy.
Maybell gets bit by a wolf and starting to get dragged off into the woods, and she's just screaming bloody murder. Speedy is dropped. The wolves are swarming. Kefris, what do you do?
Oh lords. And Irina dropped her weapons, but the wolves aren't attacking her at all?
The wolves are doing nothing to Irina.
Oh, cool.
And she is currently looking off into the woods with a vacant expression on her face.
I am going to... No, because I wouldn't be able to do that. So I have 2 wolves on me. At least.
At least.
And one's dragging Maybell away. Is that one also near Irina?
Does it make a difference? Do you want it to be?
Yes, if possible.
Okay, then let's say yes.
Because I want to go over. I'll provoke attacks of opportunity, and then smash the wolf that's carrying Maybell off and try and be within 5 feet of Irina.
Okay. $16.
That'll hit.
And that's another 16. Nine piercing damage and
4
5 piercing damage.
to 2. Okay. Sounds good. And I'm going to reckless attack this wolf that is trying to carry Maybell away. Oh, thank God. It was a 3, but then rolled back to a 19, so 25 to hit. And then... Praise be the gods. For 9 points of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of radiant damage.
Alright, you crush that wolf into the ground with a wet thud.
Alright, and Maybell is... She was kicking and screaming, so she's alive?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And then I am going to try and, like, put my hand onto Irina's shoulder to see if, like, I can use my grippy hands, like, on her armor that she's wearing.
Oh, that's good. Okay. I will allow this.
Okay. So I just have my arm out, like...
You're just putting a hand on her?
Yeah,
or
just
are you
a
going
single...
to grab her and shake her? Or what's...
This is just, like, an extended hand out, and as my hand, like, comes in contact with, like, her back shoulder or something, I'll just say, "Pick up your weapons, what are you doing?"
And she's just muttering something under her breath, like, "I must go to her, out in the woods."
Gecko hand, activate.
Alright. The wolves are going to attack the horses again. That's a no. And that is also a no. Alright, Silme.
Silme's gonna rip out a scroll from her bag, and she's gonna like flip it open, and she's gonna grab a little vial and sprinkle it on there, and she's gonna cast Bless on Kefris, on Strahd, and on Maybell.
Okay.
Because I can only do it on 3.
Who's Strahd?
Sorry, what's her name?
Irina.
Irina.
What? It starts with an I. Sorry.
Okay. I was just gonna accept that. I was all like, oh, there must be somebody named Strahd I don't know about. And I was like, wait a second, I'm running
This little
this game.
dwarf gives you the thumbs
Who's
up.
Strahd? Okay.
So take your blessed die.
Alright, that's you, Silme?
Yes, so a big ol' bright light comes from me, hopefully to distract this evil creature. That's me.
Okay.
Can I move away from anything, or am I still in contact?
You're still in melee with some wolves.
Okay.
At least 2. Oh god. Alright, so now it's Irina, and she begins to walk off into the woods, but there's a hand on her. And she isn't like this is like in a trance. She isn't necessarily like trying to like wrench herself out of your grasp or anything. It's like there's not a violent bone in her body at this moment. And so she just kind of leans in that direction and does not move. And at the top of the round, more wolves. So 2 wolves for Silme, 2 wolves for Kefris. Alright, that's a dirty 20 on Silme.
Whew! I'm gonna cast shield because I would. But that hits. Definitely hits.
Okay. That's a 2 on the die for the second one. So you're good. Here comes some for Kefris. 14.
Just hits.
Okay. And 22.
Oh yeah.
Here comes more damage.
Oh,
More
just
damage
hits.
for Kefris. If another person goes down, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. What do you guys think about Tomb of Annihilation? That sound fun to anybody?
Oh man, yeah.
7 piercing damage
Okay.
For whom?
for Kefris.
Okay. You didn't give me damage.
Did your shield not?
No, shield only goes up to 16.
Oh, okay. So
A dirty 20 still hit.
this is I'll come back to you.
Sure.
In a sec. 5 piercing damage for Kefris. Here comes some damage for Silme. 7.
Woo.
Okay. And now it's Kefris again.
There are wolves on me. That's fine.
Wolves everywhere, friend.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna try and reduce the wolf population by doing what I do best, and that's smash. So for a moment, I am going to take my hand off of Irina, and then try and smash down at a wolf. Okay, that's a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Alrighty. Bad dog, no biscuit. For 11 points of bludgeoning damage and then 4 points of radiant damage.
Dead.
Bad dog, no biscuit. And that's what Kefris will say as well, just kind of hissing that out. Just bad dog, no biscuit.
Terrible.
Did Maybell go?
She is down.
Oh, I thought
technically.
she was. Oh, okay. She's still screaming, but she's not like making death saves.
No.
Nice.
She's at 0. She's fine.
She's inconsolable as her HP. All right. And then I will do the same thing that I did last time and sticky hand onto the back of Irina and just try and like shake her a little bit. I'm not gonna like, I can't use an action to try and like, hey, stop doing this shit. Mostly because I use my action to smash. So all I can really do is just hand out and hope for the best.
Okay. All right. Top of the round, more wolves.
How many wolves are left?
There are 5 wolves total. There are. Oh, actually, did Kefris just go?
Yeah, I smashed.
Wolves total.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we're not at the top of the round. I confused myself. Okay. Then the 2 wolves that are accosting the horses.
Those
No.
ones.
And no. God, those guys suck. All right, Silme.
Oh, good. It's my turn again. I still have the 2 around me.
Mm-hmm. There are 3 wolves accosting you and Kefris.
Okay. All right. I mean, I might as well blow it now. She's gonna pull out another scroll and she's gonna cast Spiritual Weapon, and it's going to be in the shape of a cross.
Okay.
And she's going to attack with this. One of the wolves that's in front of her. But you know what? How far can it go? How far can I summon it? Spiritual weapon. Hold on. I don't know my place in the order, so I don't know when I can go. Spiritual weapon, 60 feet. Is that creature within 60 feet of us?
The one off in the woods?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I cast it in front of her, and I'm going to attack with it. Okay. Well, that's a 4 plus
Wisdom.
wisdom, which is a which is a 1. Does a 5 hit?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it does not.
And then she's gonna be like, fuck, it's too far away. Kefris! We gotta go!
Is this it's a spiritual weapon, right? Is this like a holy attack? Would it do radiant damage?
It would if it hit.
Okay.
It was
Oh, no.
it was a scroll from the
Death House.
Death House, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Also the
Okay.
Bless was.
All right. For a moment, that figure is illuminated.
Cool.
And it is a woman, and she looks bemused.
Bemused. Good. I like to be bemusing. That's my turn.
All right. Leans in that direction again, and takes a step, and just jerks on Kefris's arm a little bit. And then at the top of the round, the wolves. All right, this one's for Silme. 22.
Yeah.
4 piercing damage. How you feeling?
I'm down.
Okay.
What a good day for Kefris.
2 wolves for Kefris.
Yep.
All right. 16.
That'll hit.
And an 8 will not get
Yep.
you.
Wait, does Kefris have 2 wolves on him? Oh no, the other one went to him. Okay, sorry.
8 piercing damage.
Okay, reduced to 4. Just raging through all of these wolf bites.
How you feeling there, Kefris?
I can still fight, and that's the part that counts.
Okay. It's your turn.
All right. I am going to just slam a jamma on one of these other wolves. I see my sister go down, but like I can't do anything about that if there are still fucking wolves near me. And is Maybell conscious, or is she like passed out?
She sees Silme go down, and she drags herself over to her. But her leg looks pretty badly tore up.
Okay.
Mechanically, she is down, but
All
she
right.
is conscious.
Because Kefris is going to swing down at the wolf that had moved over from Silme, and he yells out, "I thought you said you could protect yourself!" And he swings down and reckless attacks the wolf. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
So with a burst of radiant energy on top of my mallet going, my maul. So 19 points of bludgeoning damage and 8 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, that's dead.
My maul just radiates that reddish energy.
You keep on overkilling these wolves. You realize that they don't have that many hit points.
I can't help it. I am Gallagher, and these wolves are my melons.
Oh my god. All right. Anything else in your turn, Kefris?
Just putting hand back out to Irina.
All right. At this moment, you hear a whistle. And you don't know what that could possibly mean, but the wolf next to you suddenly sprouts an arrow in its neck, and it drops.
Nice.
And that happens. The 2 wolves are going to attack the horses. No, god damn it. Fucking wolves.
These horses are just jacked, man.
The horses are screaming and rearing and kicking, and these wolves just cannot catch a break. Goddamn piece of crap. Silme, roll a check of some sort, which is to say, a death saving throw.
Success!
Success? Okay. And Irina on her turn will attempt to go off into the woods, but she's still got a sticky hand on her. And I don't think anybody's necessarily keeping an eye on that figure in the woods anymore.
If by anyone you mean just Kefris.
I am watching it mostly because that is where Irina is wanting to go. And she needs to stay.
So, you're just Gallaghering, wolf heads. And, you're juggling you're spinning a lot of different plates here. It's like wolf, Irina, figure in the woods, Irina, wolf, and then just like back and forth. And at some point you lose track of that figure and it's just gone.
Rad.
And yes, that happens. All right. And, at the end of the round, a bunch of figures, I use the word figure a lot, a bunch of people, yes, I know, Frankie, I'm sorry, a bunch of people run into the clearing and start picking up bodies. Which
Wolf
is
bodies?
No, human bodies. Like Silme, a kicking and screaming Maybell, and also Speedy. And Kefris, you see what looks to be a man the size of a bear, just loaded down with wolf pelts. And you see him bring his fingers up to his lips and he whistles. And like a round of arrows volleys into the fray and picks off the rest of the wolves. And that man will walk over to Speedy and throw him over his shoulder, and he will say, load up into your carriage. Go now!
I'm gonna charge him.
Okay.
And because I'm without my... Or is Irina doing okay at this point? Or is she still, like, trying to, like, wander into the woods?
Irina seems confused. She is no longer trying to wander into the woods, but she is disoriented.
Okay. I am going to, like, still continuing with my hand on her back as the sticky, just kind of shove her towards the area where the cart is, and then begin actually, again, kind of going after this guy, saying, give her back!
He's holding Speedy.
I know, and I'm going to whoever has Silme.
Oh, okay.
And Maybell. Yeah, just yelling, give her back.
All right. Are you attacking them, or are you just shoving them?
I will attack them if they don't put them down when I ask.
Okay. People that you are approaching are hunters, and they're laden down with like wolf pelts and things. And they give you like a weird look, but they will go ahead and drop Silme and Maybell. And like they'll like back off from you and give you like a questioning, like they don't know what to do with this weird feral man. And they're giving the big bear-sized man an eye. Like, what do we do with this?
And I will, if Maybell is still kicking and screaming, I'm going to go over, pick up my sister, and we are going to go back to the cart.
Okay.
That's it. He told us to go to the cart. And then as I kind of calmed down, I find myself just back sitting on the cart where I left the first time. And just like a weird moment of clarity and deja vu at the same time as I just whip the cart to go after we get on.
Okay. And the horses are freaked out. So when you whip them, they just start bolting. They just go as quickly as their horse feet will carry them.
I don't know where we're going. Down the road, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Our guide's on the arms of a big beefy man.
It doesn't take long for you guys to approach Vallaki. And the first thing you see are wolf heads on pikes, just lining the road. And then you see the walls. And you approach a city. And you hear a whistle from behind. And the guards who appeared to be ready to, like, hold you off and start asking you a bunch of questions, realize, oh shit, this is serious, and they'll throw open the gates and let the carriage gallop through. And inside the carriage, Silme and Maybell can be figuring themselves out.
There are two kids in there as well still.
Yeah. Well, at least one screaming and crying kid. That's right. That's for sure. Silme, you will regain consciousness, and Maybell's just like, holding on to you fearfully.
Oh, and she'll hold her too, just like, what the fuck? Where's Speedy?
Speedy's dead.
Leave him behind. Speedy's dead.
Speedy can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because he's dead. That's a Taylor Swift song. Sorry.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
All right, so the carriage gallops into the town and comes to a screeching halt. Silme and Maybell are in the back with a couple of freaking out children. Kefris is trying to calm the horses. What's going on now?
First thing, when the cart stops, Silme kind of busts out like all disoriented and stuff, and she's gonna run over and hug her brother because she didn't know what happened to him. Oh, gods. What happened?
And he just looks at her with this very wide stare, and he says, I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Where's Speedy?
He just gives you a very shallow shrug.
Oh, gods. Are the hunters around us?
Mm-hmm. They are slowly beginning to trickle into the gates. And you will see that bear-sized man kind of lumber through and drop, just not unceremoniously drop him.
Yeah.
No, will put Speedy down on his feet as Speedy, you begin to regain consciousness in the arms of your father.
What? That was a lot of wolves.
Your father is just stone-faced. His enormous beard kind of covers his lips, so you can't really tell if he's frowning or smiling at you. And he just says quietly, "Your mother is going to want to speak with you."
You kind of see Speedy like shrink in place a little bit.
And without saying another word, he just walks away.
Speedy, are you alright? You went down right away. She's like gonna like look him over and she's gonna press to digitate some of the blood off of him.
Oh, for sure, he is covered in wolf bites, just like all over. There are pieces of Speedy missing.
He's gonna like touch his chest and heal himself with a cure wounds cast. Yeah, I'll heal for that much, I guess, and then I'll touch Silme. Oh no, I'm out of cure wounds because we fought that witch.
Second fight of the day, bitches.
Second fight of the day. He's very wobbly on his feet.
What are we going to do now?
Well, welcome to Vallaki. I'm gonna go see my mother.
Alright.
Gonna call over some of the hunters and ask them to assist the siblings and anyone else wounded. Did we leave? Okay.
Irina? No, she's in the carriage as well.
Okay, that's good.
She's like, you can peek in and she's just like looking down at the floor, and her scarf is missing.
Okay, yeah.
What about the children?
Freak, go home.
You just tell him to leave.
He lives here.
He does live here. He hops down. He's just like, wow, you're really tore up about this, aren't you?
Oh yes. I'm very sad by goodbyes and wolf bites.
He thumbs his nose at you and leaves.
What of the other girl?
Do I know if she lives in this village or not?
I've never seen her before.
I've never seen her before, so we can ask her out. I can have some of the hunters ask around.
Yes, I think we should all rest. Long rest. It's been a day.
Just a fair warning. The burgomaster here is a bit unhinged.
As far as...
He throws a festival every single week for about 3 seasons now. 3 years? The better part of like 3 years. He's been throwing a festival every single week.
That's uncommon and strange, and is he unaware that it's the same?
Well, he believes that, and he's speaking in a very hushed voice. He believes that the festivals will keep the demon away. And
right.
Just don't speak ill of it.
Right.
And sorry.
Who actually runs this town then?
Oh, the burgomaster.
You let a man who's in this way run the town.
Well, he rules through a bit of fear. Watch out for the guard captain. He's a bastard.
Right.
You'll know who he is. He has a deformity.
Okay. Where will we find you?
I'll be at my house, and I'll give directions from here.
Would you like us to come with you?
Yay.
Would that make it better?
We'll see if we have some space. You're free to come and stay if you want.
That's not what I meant. I meant you seem a little perturbed that you need to speak with your matriarch.
Oh, it's just going to be a event. Speedy just starts limping.
Before you go, is there a bar in town? Very much like to get a drink, and I don't exactly feel like going back to Barovia to get it.
You can go to and he'll point out a tavern.
Blue Water Inn.
Blue
which
Water
is
Inn.
Located in the middle of town. It's a haunt that all of the hunters go there. They sure do love it.
The Blue
And
Water
the
Inn?
innkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's run by the Mardikov family, and they're good people.
Tell them you know Bartholomew Petrovich. They'll give you a deal.
All right. Will you meet us there later tomorrow, or should we come call on you?
I'll meet you there.
All right. Thank you for everything, Speedy.
Starts limping.
Kefris is going to go to Irina because she's still like staring down at the ground, and he's just kind of gonna get up to her and just, hey, so you look like you could use a drink. There's a bar not too far away from here. Would you like to come? Probably be safer if you did.
It's as though you're speaking to her from very far away. And she will kind of squint a little bit and look at you and say, St. Andrew's Church.
I'm sorry, where? What?
St. Andrew's. It should be safe.
Is that here? Is that somewhere
Yes.
else?
Yes, it's here, in Vallaki, in the walls.
And I'll poke my head out of the cart and yell after Speedy, St. Andrew's!
You're
I
muted.
assume you're
I
pointing.
know. He points
Okay.
and gives directions over his shoulder with a
Yep.
strange shout.
The Blue Water Inn is going to be just in the exact middle of the town, and then St. Andrew's is almost on the other side, almost all the way over to the other gate, but it should be just on Main Street.
Well,
You
perhaps
can't.
perhaps we should drop off our things and then head that way.
We told her brother that we would get her here and that we would make sure that she was safe. And I try and be good on my word.
Right. But it's not going to take more than 5 minutes to drop off of our things.
Then you drop off the things. I'll drop
And
her
we'll
off
meet
at the
you there.
church.
Sure. We'll meet you there.
Okay. And sister,
Yes.
I'm glad you're safe.
I'm glad to.
And he continues walking. Get all their things.
Yeah, we'll continue and... What?
I'm sorry. We must have had a jump there.
Yeah.
Are you going to load up your things into the carriage and use that to take them there? Are you just picking everything up and leaving the carriage at the gate, or what's going on?
I would assume they have a place that they could keep the like, do they have a stable there, or...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, keep it at the tavern.
Okay.
And get a room for the night, or 2 rooms for the night.
All right. So while you guys get the tavern squared away, let's follow Bartholomew to his home, which is closer to the, I'm gonna say the northern gate, the one that faces the lake. And he approaches a building that has a sign out front with what looks like a caricature of a dead wolf and a knife sticking out of it. And it says, what's your last name again?
Petrovich.
Petrovich. It says Petrovich's leatherworking. And Bartholomew will enter his home. Or I assume he does. I don't know. You tell me what a Bartholomew does.
Oh yeah, Bartholomew just like stands at the door, opens it slightly, and is probably attacked by his dog.
What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Tyr, T-I-R.
What kind of dog is it? This is the first I've heard of a dog.
I told you I have a dog. I bought a Mastiff for 15 gold.
Oh my god, that was so long ago. Okay, yeah. You get absolutely dropped by an enormous Mastiff.
The Russian bear hunting Mastiff.
And your face is wet with doggy kisses.
Slapping the side of her face.
And then a shadow will fall over you. And it is your mother looking down at you. She's wearing her leatherworking apron, and her hair is pulled up. She's got long, dark, curly hair, and it's pulled up out of her face, and she's got like these little half-moon glasses on, and you can tell that you've interrupted her mid-working. And she says, Bartholomew, where have you been?
Hello, Mama. I have been hunting and down the road in Barovia.
She's going to lean down and kind of push Tyr off, who will bounce off to the side with a big dumb smirk on his face. And she will point her leatherworking knife at you and say, you have had your father worried sick.
Sorry, I was just looking for something to hunt, and
And look at you, you're covered in wolf bites and blood and...
I had found work. These two outsiders and this woman needed passage to Vallaki because it was going to be safe, Vallaki, and we were on the road.
Work
and
in silver will not do anything for you if you are dead. And before you know it, you're going to be out in the woods receiving your kindness.
Speaking of...
No, do not tell me that.
No,
Absolutely not. I will not hear it.
No. It was... And what was his name? Ooh, with the
Laszlo.
L. Laszlo.
Yeah.
Laszlo was out in the woods, and he found a new pack.
She's gonna curse under her breath, and she'll go and stick her knife into the wood counter. And then she'll come back and just grab you by the face and put her forehead on yours and be like, I was very worried about you. I thought I was going to lose you.
I'm sorry.
And then she'll cuff you on the head and
For 1
stand
point
up.
of damage, and I'm down again.
Terrible.
I'll be careful.
You'd best.
And he walks over and hugs her.
And she'll hug you back, but it's clear that she wants to be angry, but she's also trying very hard not to cry. Meanwhile, at the Blue Water Inn, all right, who's going in to the Blue Water Inn?
Silme will go in after she's cleaned herself up a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm bringing Maybell because safety in numbers.
She's limping a little bit from where she was bitten.
She's gonna walk up to the counter.
Okay. And the Blue Water Inn is actually the liveliest and friendliest place that you have ever been in Barovia. There's lots of windows that let in a lot of light, and there's just tons of tables and chairs that you can tell that you can just see hunters having revelry and drinking and just having a grand old time there. And behind the counter is a woman with dark hair and a gray streak through it. And she introduces herself as Danica Martikov.
Hello, my name is Silme Melreska. I am obviously not from here, and we've had a day, and we need 2 rooms. Please? Sorry. Please.
2 rooms?
Yes.
All right, I think we can set you up with that. It's an electrum apiece
That's fine.
for a night.
Will a gold do?
We don't see much of that around here.
Yes.
But yes, we will take it.
All right. And she'll pass it over. Does it come with meals?
I'm afraid not, but it looks like you've had a rough go of it. So, for tonight only, we're gonna say yes.
Speedy might be stopping by, he said. I'm sorry, Bartholomew Petrovich. Petrovich.
No, we haven't seen him in a few days. What's he been up to?
Escorting myself and my brother here from Barovia.
Ah.
Yes,
My condolences.
for me?
Yeah, well, you aren't from around here.
Oh, I see. Yes, I was going to say we enjoyed Speedy's company, Bartholomew's company quite a bit. What's his mother like?
His mother?
Yes, he was going to go speak with his mother, and he seemed pretty upset about it. I just want to make sure he's okay.
Oh. Well, looking at the way that you guys are right now, would you want to go and tell your mother about what just happened to you?
She looks at Mabel. Oh, gods, no. Right. Well, Silme is the name, and she'll like tap the paper, and then we've got to go to a church for a little while, and
St.
we'll
Andral's, right?
Yes. Is that the
It's
only
the only
one?
church in town.
Oh, right.
It's
Okay.
It's right down the street.
Yes. We do have a cart and 2 horses. Would we be able to store them somewhere?
Oh, of course. There's a stable around the back. Just let me get my boys on it.
Right.
She turns around. She's like, "Boys!" And there is a second floor to this tavern, but it is open to the lower floor. There's like a how to best describe this. There is
Balcony?
a balcony. Yes, that is correct. And you see 2 dark heads poke out between the railing of the balcony. And they're like, "What?" And she's like, "Horses out front." And they're like, "Okay." And then they just stomp down the stairs and around and out front. And you can see them through the windows trying to drag the horses back to the stables, which are on the other side of the building.
All right. Well, thank you. We will be back later for probably a lot of alcohol and food.
Well, we're getting low on alcohol, I'm afraid, but I'll give you all I can spare.
Appreciated. Thank you. Good day. She walks out with Mabel.
Good to meet you.
Yes. Burrito. Yeah, we head to the church.
Okay. So, you all walk down to St. Andrew's Cathedral. And Irina still seems shaken by her encounter, but she seems to be coming out of it slowly. And she's actually just holding hands with Myrtle, who hasn't really said a word, but is just kind of following her around. And you approach St. Andrew's Church, which is of a similar make and build to the previous church that you had been to in the village of Barovia. But it is much more lively. It's in a it's not in the same state of disrepair with broken pews and windows and just shattered furniture everywhere. It's actually very well taken care of. This Church of the Morninglord. And you can see a surly-looking boy standing outside holding a shovel, and that appears to be the gravedigger. And as you enter into the church, you can see that there are lots of churchgoers in here who are all just kind of nervously praying, and there is no shortage of tears and sniffling, as just various people from the group or from the town are here attending the church and praying. And as you enter, you can see the priest who is wearing his Morninglord garb. He is a larger man, but with dark skin and gray, like a male pattern baldness, and just kind of like a gray fluff surrounding the back and sides of his head. And he is talking with a woman who kind of clings to him desperately, saying something about her son, the shoemaker, who's disappeared, and begging him to go to the burgomaster and ask for his release. And he seems to be placating her as you enter. And Irina will walk in, and he turns around and sees you guys, and he's all like, "Oh, well, hello there. Excuse me, miss. I need to speak with these people. My name's Lucian Petrovich. How you doing?"
I'm doing well. Not really.
Yeah, no, you look terrible. Looks like the Barovia chewed you up and spit you out. You seem to be... You're wearing some robes there, but I don't recognize your vestments. You guys are outsiders, eh?
No, it says Ilmater.
Ilmater. Can't say I ever heard of him. But this is the Temple of the Morninglord. You are welcome here. St. Andrew's Church. And you are free to stay here and pray as long as you need to.
Thank you for all that you're doing here. My companion, and I'll motion towards Irina, her brother said that she would be safe here.
Give me an insight check.
That is a good number. It's an 18 on the die, so 18.
He falters for a moment, and you see him glance towards the altar, and he says, "Well, absolutely, she will be safe here. The bones of Saint Andral lie within this church, and she watches over us, and there's great power here. So you can rest assured that everything will be just fine." And he gives you a winning smile that has no conviction.
And I'll look at him and just thank you
father. Did you say your last name was Petrovich?
That's right.
Any relation to Bartholomew?
Oh, that's a common name. I don't know, Justice. Do you want to be related to the guy in the church?
Crazy uncle?
Sure.
Crazy uncle with a Texan accent in the middle of Barovia.
Well, that's my nephew Bartholomew. God damn it. Have you seen him lately? His parents are mighty worried about him. He's got this crazy idea in his head that if he just pushes against the side of the border enough, that if he keeps on poking, he's gonna find a way through. We all know he's crazy.
Can you not find a way through doing that?
What'd you say?
I said, can you not find a way through doing that?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No. That's impossible. The only way that we can fight against the devil's influence is to just make the best of things and have joy and happiness in our hearts and believe that all will be well, as our burgomaster tells us. And once again, he just has no conviction in what he says. He is spouting a script that he's been given.
Oh no.
Am I there?
Yeah, sure, if you want to be.
Well, we were. I don't know how long
'Cause,
our
yeah.
thing took. Yeah.
Because I was walking with Irina while they were doing the Blue Water Inn stuff.
All right. Okay,
Yep.
That's right. All right, we'll go with that. Sorry, I want to yes and everything. So if you, it's like I kill Strahd. Yes, and
And now he's back, and he takes over your body, and now you're Strahd. Welcome to the game.
oh, be careful what you wish for.
No. No.
Are y'all planning on staying here for very long?
I honestly don't know. We never really talked about it.
Well, that is
fair.
just fine. You can stay for however long you like. Just remember that the festival's going to be on the day of the new moon, and is the Festival of the Blazing Sun, I believe, this time. So attendance is mandatory. So if you don't want to get into any trouble, so I'd recommend you show up.
And if we're out of town?
Oh, then you'll be fine.
And how many
So
days?
long as you're in the festival, but you can come and go as you please.
How many days until the festival? Like you said, out of town, I'm not really privy to the whole new moon, coming moon, coin moon. There's a lot of moon speak here.
Moon speak. He reaches over and pulls a calendar off the wall, and he has a look at it. Well, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days from now. Yeah, we're just we're cleaning up after the Wolfhead Jamboree. And he jerks a thumb out the window, and you can see that surly looking boy with the shovel walking by with a wolf's head on a pike.
Yippee.
That there was yesterday.
Good to know. Do you have places to stay here? Like in the church?
Oh, yes. People come here to spend the night all the time. Makes them feel safe, you know? So yeah, we have beds, accommodations.
All right. And I'll look back towards Irina and just... They have beds and accommodations here? Did you want to get any dinner?
I think I will stay here for the night. I think I need to do some praying.
I think I will as well. Later, I I am rather famished.
That is fair. And she will walk up to you and grip your hand and say, "Thank you for bringing me here. This is a great boon. I think that things will be getting better from now on."
And he'll meet her gaze and just say, "It was an honor. And should you need protecting again, we're just down the road."
Likewise.
He'll just kind of like clap the back of her hand and then stand up and begin making his way out of the church because he's famished. Mm-hmm. He is so hungry.
And as you start walking out of the church, Father Lucian says, "Just hold on there for a second."
He'll stop and turn around.
He'll run on up to you and hand you a piece of paper and say, "I think you dropped this."
I'll take the piece of paper.
Yeah, you definitely didn't drop a piece of paper.
No, I didn't. But he thinks that I did. Just I didn't.
Yeah, I do believe I saw this fall right out of your pocket. You should take this back.
Okay.
Help me.
I'll... Because it is definitely from my pocket, there's no sense in me reading it here. So I'm going to go outside.
My, you're just a pickled peach, aren't you? You're real good at this. And he'll clap you on the shoulder and walk away.
As soon as he turns his back, then I'll open it up and read it. Just what the hell?
It seems to have been hastily scrawled. It says, "We need help." And it says, "Saint Andral's bones are missing. Meet me tonight under the cover of night and I'll tell you more."
Fuck.
And that is where we're going to go on our break.
She said it right. She said it right.
You did. There's no first break. Not here. There's only one. Oh, Christ. That's not good. All right. Well, you want to know what is good? Taking 5 to 10 minutes to get up, stretch your bones, make sure that they're all there. And we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go to a place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, possibly grab some merch at bit.ly/adventure merch. Or if you just, again, like I said, want to check to make sure all your bones are there, now would be the perfect time to do that. So we are going to try and be back shortly. So guys, don't go no place, and we will see you soon. All right, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a spooky Tuesday in taking Strahd seriously. We are in the town of Vallaki. The party is separated, but, like, it's okay. We're in a walled city. It's fine. And, yeah, Wings, lead us in.
Alrighty. Who do we want to start with here? We left off with Kefris. Let's go back to... Bartholomew. When were you going to meet up with the kids, with Alrezkas? Was it going to be the next day or that evening?
We could make it that evening. Like, Bart would have gotten patched up and then took Tyr out for a walk.
Mm-hmm. Your mother is, well, how do I say this? She's gentle, but she makes it hurt enough so that you learn your lesson. When she patches you up. She's definitely that mom that, like, will thump you in the head with the hairbrush if you squirm too much.
1 point of damage is all it takes.
Yes,
Actually,
It's not
she'll
lethal.
yes. All the damage that she does is non-lethal. But yeah, she'll patch you up and give you a kiss on the forehead. But she looks angry the whole time she does it.
yeah. He thanks her, kisses her on the cheek, and then leaves.
Mm-hmm. And you take your dog with you, your enormous dark cloud of happiness.
Yeah.
And you will enter into the Blue Water Inn, to the delight of most of its patrons. A bunch of hunters will raise their glasses to you as you enter. And they're like, Bartholomew!
Opa!
And like several of them will come over and like put their arms around you and will like be like, man, we thought you were dead. We thought you'd made yourself a pack of friends.
Speaking of which, everyone, God, I had his name yesterday, like a few minutes ago. Ooh. Why do I want to say Leopold? No,
Laszlo.
Laszlo. I met Laszlo on the road. He was out for a walk with a new pack.
And everybody gets a little bit somber and buries their noses in their drinks. And a couple of people will spit on the ground at the mention of that. But you receive a very warm welcome in general. Where is Silme at this moment? Would she be down in the tavern, or would she have gone up to her room?
She'll be down in the tavern, eating dinner with Maybell.
Okay.
And Kefris if he wants to be down there too.
Yes.
I know he was a hungry boy.
I do think Kefris would have arrived before Bartholomew.
So it's a very quiet table.
You've found yourself a place off in the corner
Yeah.
where you aren't going to bother anybody.
We do need to discuss what we're doing. And what you're going through.
Well, Irina brought up a very good point when I was seeing her off. Like you said, we don't know what we're doing and we don't know where we're going. At least here we had a plan to get here, and we did it, which is good. I don't want to stay here, not with the festivals. That just, oh God, that sounds so tiring, and that sounds like something Mother would want us to do, and I'm... Not again. We've already lived that life. It was hell on its own.
You're acting like we're never going home.
Well, are we? Are we going to go home? I don't either. That's... If we at least had someplace that we knew we were going. What about those cards that that Madame Ava gave us? She said that those would be the key to doing the thing with the overseer of the land, and then that could get us home. So why don't we just focus on that?
Okay, that would be a hill overlooking a mountain lake, a wizard's tower, and an evil tree that grows atop a hill.
I don't know where any of those places are.
I don't know where anything anywhere is here.
No, I know.
You mean the Mad Mage's Tower?
Hello, Speedy.
welcome back.
Hello.
Just for dinner?
Oh my
Yes.
god, who is that? And I just look at your large mastiff that's next to you.
Oh, this is Tyr. She's a hunting dog bred for killing bears and giant amounts of snuggles.
As you say
Incredible.
this, Tyr will actually hop up onto Maybelle and start licking her face. And she's making a series of noises that's hard to describe as to whether or not she is.
Maybelle or the dog?
I mean Maybelle. Maybelle is she's kind of giggling and laughing, but like she also sounds scared for her life.
Yeah. Silme will try to pull Maybelle away from this dog, and you can see that Silme is scared of this dog.
And Maybelle just kind of like is laughing, and she straightens her little maid's headdress, and her hair is sticking up on one side where she was licked. And she's all like, "Oh, I'm quite all right, Miss Silme. It's fine. It's fine. What a friendly dog."
Quite large. You said it hunts bears?
Bears, wolves, deer, sometimes people.
Should it be inside?
Oh, Tyr's very friendly, unless I tell her otherwise.
She's got like the sleepy like mastiff eyes, and she's just staring off into the middle distance with her tongue lolling out of her head.
I can smell her breath from here.
You said Mad Mage's Tower? Sorry. And Kefris will try and like scoot over so that way he can try and give the dog scritches while they're having the conversation.
Yes, the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. You can see him almost every single night down on Lake Zarovich shooting lightning into the water.
Okay, so that's a mountain and a lake.
Of what mountain?
Mount Baratok. Baratok.
Sounds like a bat's name.
Ha!
Ha!
I understood that reference.
So he shoots lightning into. Well, that seems like a waste of magic. Why doesn't he take care of? Why doesn't he take care of the?
Wait. No, we heard about this. That was the.
We did.
Yeah, Doru from last town over. Father Donovich was saying how a wizard who lived up near the lake around these parts gathered all of the boys together, and then they went up to take care of the thing, and then that's how Doru ended up in the basement.
Right. Oh, gods. So he tried, failed. Right. Are there any clerics here? I feel like there need to be clerics here.
If not for outsiders and my uncle inside the church.
Your uncle in the church?
Yes, protecting the bones of the resident saint who lives there, who is interred
Oh.
there.
There are saints' bones. That's good. At least they have some protection.
About
Yes,
that.
a lot of protection.
And
Sorry?
Kefris, I'll slide the piece of paper forward, just words down onto the table, and say, apparently, your uncle handed me this piece of paper saying it dropped from my pocket earlier. I don't think he did a very good job of protecting the bones.
Quietly flips it over.
Silme just
Help.
Help. Interesting.
So, gonna do that. Meet up with him. We have 7 days until this festival of the blazing sun or whatever. So,
Bartholomew rolls his eyes at the name.
well, I don't know if... What, the card said that we needed to go to a lake at the base of a mountain. Right? Is that what the card said?
What? Sorry. It's the Master of Stars. Wizard. Look for the wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek.
Not that one.
Okay. The look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night.
So that's a lake? Said we're near a mountain?
I'm sure that there are a lot of lakes here, and they're usually under mountains.
Yes.
Oh, well.
I can think of about 3?
Well, there's the largest, most obvious lake is Lake Zarovich, and that is to the north of Vallaki. It's within walking distance.
Well, we need to take care of this thing, correct? Is that what you're saying you want to do, Kefris?
Well, I think that if anything, we should respond to the father's letter.
Right. This thing. That
yes,
thing.
This
thing.
This thing, and not the other things.
Well, if we're going to do anything tonight, I need to rest, because she points to, like, the bruising all over her body. Wait! And she turns to Speedy. I was bitten by a wolf.
I was bitten by, like, a bunch of wolves.
So are you. And she points at Speedy. So was Maybell.
That might be a problem for another day.
We are getting a lot of problems for other days. When is that other day gonna come? Is it all gonna come at once?
That sounds like a problem for future us.
That is bad advice. This is bad problem solving.
It is not... Can I roll nature? For, is it wolves or the wolf men that carry the lycanthropy?
Either. It depends. Werewolves can take on a wolf form, and it occurs to you lost track of where Laszlo was in that ocean of wolves. He could have been any one of them.
There is one way to find out. And he reaches underneath his shirt and pulls out a necklace. It's a silver arrowhead adorned on either side with wolf's teeth. And so he grips it by the back end, walks over to Kefris, and like just quickly nicks his arm.
Dick.
Does it burn?
Technically, that wouldn't do anything until after the first turn.
After the first turn?
Okay. That's what the trial moon is about.
Redacted. Well, we have about the week until the new moon. We'll have to find out
What's
then.
a week? You mean like a 10-day?
No, like, we have 7 nights.
Seven nights. For what?
For the trial period.
Oh, alright.
Okay.
And we find out if any of us turn.
Good. This is great.
Solid.
Actually won't know until the next full moon.
When's the next full moon?
It's actually several weeks.
We have several weeks. Redacted. It's okay. Let's not sleep in the same place. Cool.
Or maybe we should.
Or maybe we should.
I don't know. The next moon is going to be a hunter's moon. And it will be several weeks until the next full moon.
Okay.
Right. So, if we're going to go do anything tonight, I need to sleep. What time what time are we? If she, like, nudges.
So to meet up at 10.
That's enough for a short rest.
Not a long one. But a shorty.
Right. Yes?
Where is Irina?
She
She's at the
was at the church.
church. That isn't. She leans in. That isn't protected.
I think I'll go see my uncle. I've had enough time to rest. I think you all should rest.
I think that's a very smart idea. Speedy.
Could everybody roll me a stealth check as
Oh,
you're
boy.
discussing this in the tavern?
Oh, boy.
17.
That's 11. For the old K-dog.
Silme shouting.
Great.
At least she's not using like major words. She's saying the thing and the church. Oh, she did say the church that isn't protected.
Yep. And you've got a pretty good passive perception, Bartholomew.
Me too.
Who's got a higher? Well, tell me what your passive perceptions are.
13.
15.
10.
10. That's our barbarian. It sure is. So as Silme says, the church that isn't protected, Bartholomew very clearly sees a man who's bellied up to the bar that you had not seen before in town. He looks new, and he's wearing some brightly colored clothes, as though he came from a circus. And you see his head turn a little bit as though his ear is perking up. I'm intimidated by that knife.
Oh, so that's on camera.
But I totally imagine
Just
that's totally in character for Bartholomew, though.
I have a lot of things that I fidget with off screen.
I do the same gosh darn thing, and it's usually a palette knife for me, but it still looks fairly knife-like, so I moved that away from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Yeet.
Anyway, so that guy definitely overheard at least that part of the conversation. But he seems to keep to himself.
I'm just gonna take a mental note of the man.
All right.
Okay, I will head off now. I'll see you in a few hours. What?
Will you be alright by yourself?
he lives here.
I point at Tyr.
Oh,
I'm not
right.
by myself.
Right. Well, we'll see you later. Goodbye, friend.
And as Bartholomew is walking out, he'll talk to a hunter, put his hand on the guy's shoulder, motion with his head to the guy at the table. To the big guy. Just goes, keep an eye on him. But
An outsider that blew in through not too long ago. He's got he's got a lot of stories to tell, though.
Oh god, it's a bard.
Kill him now! Well, there's something odd about him. That is all I'm willing to say. Other than any outsider normally.
Yeah, no, he's definitely like just staring down Kefris and Silme as you say that, and just gives you an eyebrow.
Listen. Listen. Yeah, Bart just says, like, listen, and then closes the door quickly and walks away.
Listen, and then he just leaves. Great, I like it. Where are you going? Nerd?
To the church.
To the church? Okay.
Yeah.
Then what are Kefris and Silme doing?
We were going to be taking our short rest, right?
A nappy poo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Spending some hit die.
I'll let Maybelle braid my hair in a warrior bun.
And it is glorious.
Is there a mirror in my room?
Yeah, you can find a mirror.
All right, because I am definitely like taking off the majority of my clothes, if not all of them, and just looking at what has happened to me over the last day or so.
Oh, certainly. Yes, there's like various wolf bites up and down your arms and calves. There is, if you turn around and get a good look at your back, the places where you've been itching seem to have started to callus up a little bit, and the skin is getting tougher there for some reason, and weirdly discolored and kind of wrinkly.
And that's like on my arms and stuff as well, right? Not just
Mostly
my back?
on your back.
Okay.
Yeah, the visual effect is mostly on your back, but you do still feel that itch up and down your arms as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of be taking a while to like full stock of what I can see. I'm going to pull out a small notebook and just start cataloging it. And I'll start it with an entry that says day 2.
Okay. It has been 2 days.
Yeah, right. Silme is going to, as Mabel's doing her hair, she's just going to say, that was very scary, and, well, when you went down and then I went down, and I just want you to know that I brought supplies, and I'll make sure that you're with me, okay?
I'll always be with you, Miss Silme.
I know, but in case something does happen, you will be. I mean, I hate to do that, but if the situation happens...
You know, if things happen, then as needs be, it's fine.
Okay. I just want you to know, because I feel like I'm very anxious about a lot of things right now, and making sure that you're okay is helping me be okay.
I can relate to that.
Do you have any idea what's going on with Kefris? With his skin? With his rage?
Oh, personally, Miss Silme, I couldn't say. Well, I think I might have to do some sort of roll for that. Give me a second.
What?
Somewhere,
I've got
Arjan nosebleeds.
I've got a stat block.
Someone needs to up her AC and or HP.
Well, she's gonna have to take like player classes then instead of being an NPC. So
No.
Cleric.
There's an entire RPG meant for her.
Oh my god. That was an 18 on the die.
Woo!
Man.
Get it, girl!
Holy moly. He seems to be undergoing some sort of transformation.
Yes. Well, from what? And of what?
I couldn't tell you for sure, Miss Silme, right off the top of my head, but you know, I have some friends that I could probably ask.
All right. Well, do you want to stay here while we go to the church? Would you rather come with?
What does she want to do? How important is it for you to get this information?
I think very, if I'm to be honest. Unless it's going to put a strain on you.
Oh, absolutely not, Miss Silme.
All right.
Anything to help you and Kefris.
Right. Okay, well, if you could, I feel like this is a safe place, and I don't want to say she like knocks on everything wood. But you know, I just, since we're in a town and there's time, I think that's a good thing.
If there's any time to do it, it's now.
Right. Okay. I'm going to take a power nap. She just on the bed.
Okay then.
Pulse.
I got a little bit Nora-y there. She'll blow out a candle and lay down for a nap herself.
Okay.
All right. So that's what the Malrezka siblings are up to. Speedy, you arrive at the church, and as it gets closer to nighttime, you can see. You would know about this, is that there are a number of people who will go and spend the night at the church if they are feeling particularly unsafe. So you can see that there are, the usual suspects are making their way in there to set up some sleeping bags and things on the sides of the aisles out of the way of the pews. And you catch sight of Irina, who is in a bed in a side room. And Myrtle seems to be hanging out with her.
Bart makes his way over there, leans against like the doorpost.
Are you just going to haunt the doorpost?
It was more
She
of a.
says, without even looking up.
There's like the semblance of a smirk on his face. It was more guard the goal, guard the post, but
Well, hold on. I've done 5 different voices tonight. Bartholomew. Okay.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. Well, apparently we won't be needing any guards here tonight.
He inhales. Well, that's good to hear. Any word on the child's family?
I cannot get her to talk to me. It is these solace,
I am aware.
It takes longer for them to learn to speak.
He snaps for Tyr and then points for her to go into the room.
Tyr will walk up to Myrtle and start licking her face. And whereas a normal little girl might, smile, laugh, scream, cry, some sort of reaction to this enormous dog, she just allows that to happen. And then Tyr will sit down.
I was like that too when I was little.
Honestly, and so is I. It's hard to tell sometimes.
We learn to adapt, I guess.
As we all do here in Barovia. Do you ever feel like you're not the person you're supposed to be?
Honestly, I don't know. Being a husk, having no soul. I don't know if I am supposed to be anyone. If I were to die, whatever is inside of me now isn't going anywhere. So, I live day by day.
That may be a mercy. I fear every day what's going to happen to me afterwards. Regardless of whatever you're supposed to be, What you are now is a friend.
He walks into the room, probably pulls up a chair. It isn't safe here.
And she had been smiling before, and that smile slowly drops. What are you saying?
With the burgomaster the way he is, his lackeys, that asshole Izek, they rule through a combination of fear and violence. Even if you were safe inside this church, the walls might not be so great for you if you try and speak up against them. So if anything, keep your head low while you're here.
I understand. Anything will be better than being outside of the walls. Bartholomew, she almost had me. She should have had me. She should have killed all of you. It
You
would have
saw
been easy.
the demon was there?
She nods.
Bartholomew visibly shudders. You're lucky to be alive then.
I don't think luck had anything to do with it. She was toying with us.
RJ no likey. I really hope this doesn't become a normal occurrence.
For me, it already is.
I've heard silver works best against her minions. So if you have the chance, buy yourself something silver. Keep it on you at all times.
I will keep this in mind.
And don't get
Go
bit
on.
again.
Well, that is in the plans. And I think at this moment is a good time for Silme and Kefris to arrive.
You're muted, Dallin.
I know. I got all my HP back. It was a test.
I got 6.
Yay, wizards!
I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 1.
Do you not have a con mod?
I forget how to play this game sometimes. The answer
get an
is
extra 3.
yes.
You get an extra 3 HP.
Yay, I'm at 10 now.
That's like half your HP.
It is half my, well, actually, it's more than half of my HP. Yeah, so what, we walk in and Silme's got her hair up in a nice battle bun with braids going up the sides and stuff. She looks well rested. Maybelle is
Badass.
not there.
Yeah. Maybelle is not there.
Oh, Kefris.
Yes, sister.
What are we to do?
Same thing we always
Say
have
our
done.
best, I swear to gods.
I was going to say survive.
Right. Sorry. It's been a day. It's been a couple days.
If it was any other circumstance, yes, I would say our best, but not today.
All right. Let's go. Go in. Try to find Speedy?
Try and find Speedy, yeah.
Quick glance around, you can see that the church has become a very busy place as it approaches evening, and Father Lucien is surrounded by a small gaggle of concerned peasants, and a cursory glance around, you'll find a what's that face? Okay,
Peasantry.
You can see in a side room, Bartholomew is seated in a chair in front of a concerned-looking Irina who is seated on a bed, and they've got their heads close together.
Apologies. So we just wanted to check in. We're here because we wanted to check in on Irina, correct?
Correct.
Brother? Right.
It's true. Just want to make sure you're doing all right. And
I really wanted to meet this priest that you told me so much about. She's trying to lie to anyone that is in the area. She's not very good at it.
An AoE lie.
Yes.
Yeah, and like honestly, you guys do get a lot of stares. Just anywhere you go in Barovia, like it's like nobody here has any manners. Like everybody just stares at you with no regard as to how proper or improper that may be.
Are you two all right? Should we?
Do you want some like alone time together?
We're just talking.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So, what time is it? Roughly at this point, is it close to the time that we were supposed to go, or is this still like early in the day?
Yeah. It's getting close to sunset, and you can see Lucien catch sight of you, and kind of point at you, Kefris, and point at a side door.
Yeah, I'll go there and just say, I think our friend wants to have a conversation with me. I'll let you know what I find out. No.
And he gets started doing that, like, that slow walk over to the door where he's, like, making excuses and, you know, like, getting people to leave and wrapping up conversations and stuff. And he will follow you, Kefris, to the side door and take you around a corner where it's a bit quieter. There is, like, the sun has pretty well set by now. It's usually very dark in Barovia to begin with. So there's not a lot of light aside from what is pouring out through the side door. And you guys are standing near some graves when Lucien takes you around the corner and just plunges a dagger into your back. No, that doesn't happen.
Hey man, it's Barovia.
That could happen. I gotta keep you on your toes.
We both were just like, oh god!
Oh shit, not again! No,
I knew it was gonna happen. He's my uncle after all.
He was a long con.
No, that does not happen. Just trying to keep you on your toes.
It's working.
Sorry. And he's like, you read that note, right?
He nods. Kefris will nod, yeah.
And he will take out a little pouch of tobacco and start rolling himself a cigarette. And he'll light it up and look really agitated. And he's like, them bones were all I got, man. They're gone.
Look, I'm not going to lie. when you're trying to bolster people maybe like believe the words that you're saying sometimes when you're helping it. I'm new here, and even I know that you were bullshitting.
Listen, we all gotta bullshit to get through life here. Have you met the Burgomaster?
No, I haven't, and from what he sounds like, and from what it sounds like, he's a total just wackadoodle. I want nothing to do with it. I want to leave town.
He's batshit, and he's all we got.
What about the bones? I mean, you said that they were gone, sure, but like, what happened? Did they like dissolve? Did a dog eat them?
They were stolen, for sure. For sure somebody stole the bones.
Okay. Well, if somebody stole them, that means that somebody had to have access to where they were. So I'm guessing you didn't steal them, because then we wouldn't be having this conversation, and where would you hide them? Right, this church. So, the other person, is there anybody else who would have access to that location?
I don't get much chance to get away and talk to people, but I was able to ask my altar boy if he'd seen anything. Now, he isn't saying nothing, especially not to me, but I know he saw something.
All right, I could go talk to him if you'd like.
Okay, but somewhere not here. We don't want.
Is he of drinking age? Could buy him a drink.
What are you talking about? The heck is a drinking age?
Well, Father wouldn't let me have any wine until I was about 12 or so.
You outsiders are weird.
Look, I'll get him some wine. Maybe that'll get him talking a little bit. I don't know.
How old is this kid?
I don't know. You said he's an altar boy, and what do you want me to play catch with him?
Out of character, you silly goose.
I hear things sometimes.
I ain't talking in my in-character voice. What are you talking about?
It's the mongrel sickness. Oh, thank you, Ephemera Blossom.
We're gonna say this kid is 12.
It's about the age that I started having alcohol at. I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right. Well, his name is Yeska.
Yeska?
If you tell him I sent you, then he'll go anywhere.
Okay. But you don't want me mentioning your name if I'm trying to talk to him about the other thing.
You can mention my name. That's fine.
Okay.
He just doesn't want to tell me for whatever reason.
All right. Sounds good.
Tell him he's not in trouble.
Is there anybody else who works here? You said you an altar boy. Is there anyone else?
There's Milajov.
Milajov. Okay.
Yeah, he's the gravedigger.
I saw that lad earlier.
Yeah, he's like 17. He's got a bunch of younger siblings. We pay him all we can, but it's not much.
Did he have any reason? I mean, if you said that the bones are missing, the person who digs underground might be a person who would dig up bones.
That don't make any sense to me. He's a good kid.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. All right. Yes, I'll talk to Yeska. Is there anything else that you would need, Father?
You get me these bones, and I'll get you a reward. But as far as anything I need, just keep your mouth shut.
That I can do.
and he'll drop his cigarette and stamp it out, and then he'll go back inside. And you can see him right before he turns the corner. He puts that smile back on his face. Completely unconvincing smile.
Oh, it's the
and
customer
he
service
heads
smile.
back in there and just starts talking to the people closest to him. Like our Burgermaster says, all will be well.
I'm going to go find this Yeska. And yeah, just gonna find him, I suppose.
Sure. Yeska is a skinny, pale kid who seems like he's just getting into his growth spurt, but hasn't quite grown into his limbs yet. And he's just sweeping up behind the altar. And he's got he's kind of toe-headed, I suppose. He's got the white blonde going on.
And Kefris will lean over and say,
He jumps.
Hey, I'm Kefris. From...
Who are you? What are you doing here? What is that? What's wrong with your hands?
If I knew, I would gladly tell you. But, as is the will of our Lord of Suffering, it is not within my purvey to know. But I was told by Father Petrikov that you are a young lad who could use either a drink or a plate of food. And the Blue Water Inn, it said that they would provide me both free of charge, so do you want to come and get some dinner?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, since you made a good argument and you also name-dropped Lucian.
That, thank God, is a high roll, because this boy is not very persuasive. That's a 15.
And he'll kind of look over your shoulder as you say that. And he's like, will she be there? And he points at Silme.
Do you want her to be there?
He just kind of stares for a second, and then he looks at you and nods.
She's my sister. I'll put in a good word. And I'll kind of like nudge his shoulder. And I'll say, sister, we're going to get some food, maybe some drink. This young lad is a growing boy and definitely needs it. Would you please accompany me?
Of course. Shall we bring Speedy as well?
Speedy, would you like to stay here? You seemed busy when we showed up, so I don't want to, like, remove you from anything. I think that if anything, you should stay with Irina. Maria. With Maria. That is what we were calling her.
Yeah, that was a whole week ago.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Ah!
Gosh.
Whoops.
I'm sorry, young man. What was your name?
Yeah. Eska?
Yeska?
Yeah, that's my name.
And how old is this kid?
Like 12.
Bless. Okay. She will, all right, well then let us go to dinner. And she'll kind of like scoot him along, like she's not treating him like a child, but she's being nice to him. So she's like, let us go. Where do you want to eat?
There's like only one place in town to do that.
Yes, the Blue
Water Inn.
The
Blue Water
Inn. Yes.
We have free food there.
Yeah.
Seemed legit.
What?
Yes. We were just there.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna look over his head at Kefris.
We just have to talk to him. We just have to talk to him. The father said that we needed to talk to him, so he's coming along. We're gonna get it.
Speedy will just call after them. Meleriskas,
Yes, Speedy.
do you need me to drop by later, or am I going home after this?
Stay here until we return?
Make sure she's taken care of.
Like, Bartholomew pulls out his crossbow with a question mark over his face.
And Kefris will just give you the, like, maybe, I don't know.
Over the child's head, behind her brother's back, Silme goes.
I do not understand this hand sign.
Fine.
What? There really wasn't, like, in case anything goes up, and fire with the crossbow. It's fine. So, I heard that the Blue Water Inn makes a mean grilled sausage and veg. So, let's go and do that away from our two friends here.
I hope they know it's all wolf sausage. Bartholomew walks back into the church.
Amazing. All right, so Bartholomew and Irina are gonna hang out. Irina is. I feel like dragon chess wouldn't necessarily be a thing in Barovia. What's like a nice like
Liar's
game
dice.
pastime? in
Cards.
Barovia, would you say? Cards.
Broadest term.
Yeah. You'll
Cards.
play a card game with her.
Yeah. Bartholomew's on the floor, leaning like his back against Tyr. Card.
Card. And you guys hang out for a while. All right, Kefris and Silme, you take this boy out for a night on the town. And he eats like he's starving.
Growing
Oh.
boy.
You are hungry, weren't you? Do you work at the church?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wonderful. Is it exciting work? Is it what you want to do with your life?
Well, I mean, it can be exciting.
Yes.
Well, what do you do there?
I sweep up mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I keep the place clean.
Well,
You know?
a little raven told me that you may have seen something very exciting over the last few days. Is that right?
Did a raven actually talk to you?
I have friends everywhere.
I have an owl that hangs out with me sometimes.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
He's looking at you like you have a second head.
Do you want to see a magic trick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. She's gonna take his glass of water and she's gonna put her hands on it and she's gonna cast frostbite on it so that it frosts the glass. And then she's gonna say a magic word, Corificus, and then takes her hands off. And it's frozen.
It's like the whole glass of water, just
Yeah.
like in a chunk.
Yeah.
He'll pick it up and then turn it upside down. It just kind of slides out and drops onto the floor. He's like, "Wow, that's really cool."
Thank you.
It's not just cool, it's ice cold.
The burgomaster would have you burned for witchcraft.
Oh shit. Good thing to know. And then somebody looks
Good
around.
Good thing it's just smoke and mirrors.
Of course.
Right, sister?
It was a fake magic trick. You know, like party clowns do. They have party clowns here.
Do you have clowns here? Like a jester, like a man with silly face paint, who, like, dances around sometimes.
I mean, yeah, we got a guy kind of like that. He makes toys down in
Oh, you have a toy
Market
maker.
District. Yeah, his name is Blinsky.
Wonderful. So about what something that we heard about the other night. Did you see someone in the church who wasn't supposed to be there, or something such?
I didn't see anything, he says, obviously lying.
Oh, you can tell us. We're outsiders. It's not like we're gonna last very long here, huh?
All right, give me another perception check, but with advantage because, you know, you've
Persuasion or perception?
dazzled him. Persuasion. Did I say perception?
Yeah.
You did, but that's okay. Do you want to roll it, or do you want
The
me?
other P word.
Are you good at persuasion?
I got a 2.
All right, you're better than me.
12.
Listen, I could get in a lot of trouble for saying anything at all.
Oh, from whom?
I mean, I've got to work there, man.
Well, you know. And Kefris will put a quill and a piece of paper in front of him and say, maybe you don't have to say anything. You could write it down.
He looks down and he looks back up at you and he says, I'm illiterate.
Oh, love.
I'm pretty good at drawing, so.
Well, can you draw?
And he like
draw the person who's not supposed to be there.
and he'll just kind of grab that and scribble something down. And then oh heck, I can even actually just do this. Sorry, audio podcast people, but I'm actually just going to do this.
Brother,
He
what did the priest say? You spoke to him and then just walked over to me with this child, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
He said that this child knows a thing or two about the thing, the current thing, not the like overarching thing that we're doing, but like the current bit. Yeah. He knows a little bit about it, and isn't talking to the priest at all. So we're talking to him instead because we're not the priest.
Right, got it.
He's like,
Thank you for
listen. Thanks for dinner and for like the weird ice thing and stuff, but I can't help you. Wink. And he passes the piece of paper over towards you, and what it is a little doodle of what is a shovel.
Do you know where he lives?
The shovel?
It's obviously indicative of something, sister.
Sorry.
Like I said, I can't help you or anything, but hey, if you want to come down to the church tomorrow and you can talk to the priest or anybody else who works there. Wink.
Right, of course, we will do such. Why don't we walk you back, and we will pick up our friend Speedy, who may or may not be involved.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, it's probably a great idea for all of us to walk over to the church as friends. Wink, wonk, wink.
So, I think your friend, who works with you sometimes, Milajov? Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Where would he be if I wanted to go and seek out his help?
Well, he's always at the church digging graves and stuff.
And you guys see the light flick on in Silme's head when he says that.
We saw him walking away when we were going to the church earlier. Does he live around here? Does he live outside of town?
I don't think anybody lives outside of town, sir. But,
Our friend Billie does.
She's a hag. Oh. You're friends with a... Never mind. Yeah, no, he lives down in the southern part of town where, you know, some of the rougher buildings are. He's got like 12 little siblings there.
Oh, bless him.
Well,
Oh.
well, I'm sure that they would all probably like a meal as well, don't you think? Nice hot meal?
Yeah. They're almost always, like, hungry and stuff. It's kind of how poverty works.
What?
You not have like a
Is that how
soup
poverty
kitchen?
works?
You not have like a place for people to get free food?
Well, sometimes people can score a session over at the burgomaster's house helping setting up a festival.
No. What? I'm sure the festivals
they
I have
serve
heard
snacks
are
there.
great. But shouldn't have to work hard to get fed. Because if you have no food, then you can't work hard, and then it's just a self-defeating system.
Yeah, it's true what they say about outsiders. You guys are weird.
Nod.
Sister, I think that we should visit our other friend.
Speedy?
No. What? No. No,
We only know one person here. Okay?
several people, we just don't really know their names.
Why don't we leave this place and bring this young man, this handsome young man.
She called you handsome.
Huh.
If you can walk us... Do you live in the southern part of town?
Oh no, I live at the church.
Oh. Well,
I mean,
think
I can show you where he lives.
that would be incredibly helpful. And you can do it from a corner of a street or something. You don't have to be there yourself if you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea that you aren't going to leave me alone until I do, so.
No, I'm sorry.
All right, well, let's get this over with before it gets too dark out.
All right. Let us pick up our friend first. Our friend Speedy. Just so we're clear.
Okay, I don't know why you're being weird about that, but
I don't know either. He was being weird about it, so I'm just making sure everyone knows who I'm talking about because I like to inform people when we're doing something.
Okay, I feel like the majority of this conversation happened as you guys were walking down the street.
Yes.
And at this point, you guys would have passed by this several times before, and it's the town center. And there are several guards just kind of meandering about. And up on a platform, there are people who are in stockades wearing donkey masks. And that just seems to be like a central feature of the town. It's pretty basic stuff, you know, criminals being punished for crimes. And you also see guards who are tearing down Wolf Jamboree posters and putting up new posters that say Festival of the Blazing Sun.
Lovely. How dare.
They go and so you guys head back to the church and pick up Bartholomew?
Yeah.
Yes. Bartholomew, Speedy, we are going to go for a walk down to the south side of the city. Would you care to come with us?
If that's what you would like.
Yes. Please join me on a walk.
Maria, if you would be so kind as to look after my dog.
Yes, I can look after your dog. Maybe she'll be better at cards.
Okay, listen,
he'll-
Myrtle cheats.
Fucking Earl, of course she'd be playing cards with you guys.
How can you win 17 hands in a row? That's impossible.
And Myrtle will lay down her hand and scoop the pot.
She has the best poker face I've ever seen.
Oh, it's perfect. Amazing. All right. So yes, Myrtle, Irina, and Tyr will stay together. And you guys will head off down to the southern part of town. And it is well dark by now. It is no longer like, the twilight hour, golden hour, sunset, casting gorgeous shadows across the ground and stuff. I guess you wouldn't really get that in Barovia. So yeah, like there's less of a sad, sickly glow, and it's just kind of gone now, and all of the light comes from the buildings. And Yeska will go around a corner and just point out the house that Milajov lives in. It's kind of a ramshackle shack. It looks like it may have at one point been a house, but it is pretty well abandoned by now, or at least looks abandoned. There's like planks and things up against the walls. Windows. Boarded up windows, that's what it is. And there are like several holes just kind of dug in the yard in front of it. And you can see like there are a few kids that are playing out front. And when I say playing, I mean like throwing dirt at each other and stuff.
As they do.
And so Yeska points that out and then nopes out of there as quick as he can.
Right. So how are we going to approach this? Guns blazing?
On
Soft and
children?
sweet? I don't know. I've never done this before.
You want me to shoot them with my crossbow?
No!
Not to scare them.
No! Don't shoot them! You said that you're... Now it makes kind of more sense when you said that you're dog-hunted people.
What?
But you're not paying attention!
No, I said he hunted bears.
Bears, wolves, elk, and people.
Oh, God. Okay. all right.
Okay. Game plan. Let's figure this out. So,
You're the hunter. What should we do?
Why are we at Malovich's house?
Oh, shit.
right. So, we talked to the altar boy, Yeska. He let us know that, well, okay, first, the thing that we were talking about earlier with, the missing stuff. So, there was the missing stuff. Then I talked to the priest. The priest said to talk to Yeska. So I talked to Yeska with Silme's help. We were able to buy him dinner. He was a very hungry boy. And then after we bought him dinner, gave him some drink, then he was able to actually, convey a little bit more about things that he saw. We asked him to write down on a piece of paper. He said that he couldn't write because he was illiterate. Speedy, do you know your letters? Anyways, besides the point. Then he drew a picture of a shovel. And he said that that was going to point us in the right direction. There's only one person in this town that I know of who uses a shovel, who also would have had access to where the bone location would be, and that would be Milajov.
And
Do you know your letters?
I guess I was able to read the note that my uncle gave to you. That is how I knew, and by not verbally conveying that the thing was missing. Do you understand me?
I do, yes.
Valeska?
As clear as if it were
I know
written.
my letters. Okay.
Somebody does.
So, you see Bart walk out and over to the kids and ask where their brother is.
We sneak up.
Well, one is holding like a flat ball that like the air has gone out of it a long time ago, and you can see like on the side it says there's a little tag on it that says "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Oh, god damn it.
And like they both just give you haunted looks, and you can tell that these are either soulless children or very depressed ones.
What's the difference?
You asked where their brother was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they're
don't
just staring at you, not responding.
I turn to some other kids. Where's your brother?
I'm just going to knock on
Alright.
the door.
I'm gonna take the ball. Do you mind? I might be able to fix this. The ball.
They just glare at you. They're all kind of dirty and wearing like clothes that are worn and patched and kind of threadbare.
If you want, I can try. I mean, it can't be any worse than it is now.
No response.
All right. Okay.
We talked about this at the bar. We found out that the doing things is bad in this
By
town.
the way, Speedy, thank you for telling me that doing magic in this town could get me hung.
Somebody, I that's a thing I actually didn't tell him. So
Okay.
that's on Wings, not
Feel
Justice.
bad about it.
There are a lot of things in this town that'll get you do in this town that'll get you hung.
Where should I start?
I don't know, like the top of the fucking list would be really cool on things that could get me killed.
Magic
Speedy.
for one. Yeah. Go.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I know
Speedy,
that.
Did you think you were heading for the door?
Yeah.
So
All
was
right.
I, yes.
I'm going to just...
Silme's gonna sneak around back.
Okay. You knock on the door, and then that door opens, and someone swings a shovel at you.
Yeah.
Does a 21 hit you?
Is it... So you were talking to kids, I was going up to the door, somebody was going around back. 21 totally hits me.
Wait, hold on. Who went to the door?
I had gone to the
Kefris.
door.
Kefris went to the door. Okay, I thought it was
Yes.
hitting Speedy. All right, that's fine. It's the same thing happens either way.
God, I hope so. Otherwise, like, Speedy, what the fuck did you do?
No. So 5 bludgeoning damage as he hits you with the dull end of that shovel. Like, he's not going at you like it's a spear, you know? He's not going at you with the digging end. He's like, boom, like a frying pan. And this guy is like he's about as big as you are, maybe like a hair taller. But he's got like he's got a forehead like a
Like a bull.
like an Easter Island head. Like it's a
It's a
shelf.
Maui.
Right. Yeah, he looks real angry. And he actually looks a little bit surprised that you didn't go down to that.
All right, well, listen here. We're going to have a talk before I get really angry.
All right, he tosses the shovel off to the side and makes a run for it.
I'm gonna tackle this kid. Fuck him.
Okay, athletics check.
Wait, so he's running. Is he running past me?
Yeah, no, like there's
Yeah,
a
I'm just gonna
moment where
tackle
you're
him.
like, you're standing next to him. You're giving him a piece of your mind. And then he just like glares at you for a second, throws his shovel off to the side, and makes a run for it. So yeah, acrobatics check.
This
seems like the
action of a totally innocent person. This was athletics?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is going to be a 21.
Oh yeah, that definitely beats his 12. You tackle him into the dirt, and you are able to grapple him. And he kind of lands to a skidding stop in front of Silme and Bartholomew.
Oh. Hello. We have some questions for you, young man.
I bet you do.
You hear the rasp of steel as there's a short sword and dagger in Bartholomew's hands.
All right, now let's calm down. We don't need to go there yet. Or
He
do
hit me
we?
with the shovel!
I'm not good. She leans over to Speedy. I'm not good at being either good or bad cop. I just want to put that out there right now, but I can try if you want me to.
Well, I could be bad cop because, well,
Why don't we get him back inside?
Right. Inside, sir. Kefris, take him in.
I will try and drag him back into the house.
You're able to do so. And this guy looks grumpy. You can toss him down in a chair that you find next to the door. There's not a lot of furniture in here,
Yeah.
but you do find a chair.
I'm gonna kick the shovel away. This dick.
All right, young man. Now, I don't want to hurt you. Of course. I am a nice lady. But my friend here, and she points to Speedy, he is none too happy that you hit my other friend here, who gets angry very easily, and we're not quite sure how to control it. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Ow, you're right. You're really bad at this.
So, please just tell us what we want to know, and you know it would be good, and then we'll be done. We'll leave. And I might even fix your friends, your siblings' balls.
Or I could start screaming, and there'll be guards here any minute. Or we could do that.
And what would they find if the guards came?
A citizen that's being accosted by some outsiders, and Bartholomew.
Or would they find the bones of Saint Andral here in this house?
I
When they
don't know
should.
what you're talking about.
Poor choice of
I feel
words.
like we need to be making some rolls
Yes.
here.
Knife into the table. Tell us what you know.
Oh my god.
Did somebody just take my knife?
So this is an intimidation check, I'm guessing?
Yes.
On my end? Or who's making the roll?
Well, I was gonna roll to deceive, but honestly, you guys know that he's lying. So, yeah, go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Okay. Yeah. That is a 17.
Alright, how do you go about intimidating this man?
Oh, so you intend.
So you're just so eager.
I will get down close to him, so that way, like, I'm squatted down, we're eye level at each other, and I will put my gecko pod hand with the long nail claws onto his leg, right at the spot behind the knee, and I'll just kind of start squeezing with my hand, and I'll look at him as I start to, like, tense up and just say, "It's been a very, very long day. And it would be a lot easier if this day could come to an end sooner, but they won't until I get the bones. We were told by several people that the church would be safe, and if they are not there, then the church is not safe, which means that I have not done what I said that I was going to do."
Caprice?
And I'm just, like, squeezing that spot on his leg harder, the long claws just kind of sinking into his leg.
He's trying to keep a poker face, but, like, you can tell that is very much hurting him. And he's like, "Listen, I just did what I had to feed my family."
I'm sorry, did you sell the bones?
And he, like, lowers his head. He's like, "I'm not proud of what I did."
To whom?
It's not a big deal. It's just a bunch of dusty bones.
It's a reliquary! It is a
You see Speedy walk up and then slug him in the face.
Okay.
To some people here, it was their only hope.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna know about that, are they?
Who did you sell it to?
And he looks down and he says, "Henrik, the coffin maker."
You...
And why did he put you up to this? Because if you had to have sold them, that means that there was a buyer, and if there was a buyer, that means that there was somebody already planning on taking them.
Listen, I don't know why he just asked me if I'd be willing to try and get a hold of the bones for him. I had an in, so I did it. And my family isn't starving this week.
Kefris, let him up. Are you being honest?
What reason would I have to lie?
Sylvie places 2 gold on the table. Thank you for your honesty. Boys? She stands up, right, and turns and walks out.
I
If
will.
you need it. Oh, God.
I was going to say I'm going to pick the shovel up off the ground and then walk out with it and say over my shoulder, "This is going to be at the temple when you're ready."
He won't make eye contact with any of you. He is just looking down, trying to mask his shame with anger.
If you need your family fed further after that gold is gone, you can always ask my mother or father, and they'll help you for a little bit of work. It's not the greatest, but you won't go hungry.
Well, I'm not gonna thank you.
Baka. You don't have to. You were looking out for your own, but it wasn't the right call. And he walks.
And this guy, you as you leave the house, Milajov is just sitting at that chair, glaring at a corner angrily. And you can see a couple of children come up behind him and like put a hand on him and watch as you leave. And their sad, hungry eyes will watch you as the door shuts. And I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
All right. Thank you. It feels weird to clap when it's such a somber moment, but thank you. I
Danae's in here next week.
No.
Ah.
So
I would have liked to leave off on more of a cliffhanger, but it is late, and we have an after show to record.
we do.
So I'm just gonna have to leave you guys hanging until a week after next week.
Yeah. So, Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and stuff on this channel. So if you want to go and check that out, you can find that at DanaeKeener.com.
Yes.
And I'm also here on Mondays playing an Elegant Paladin named Coriander, and I'm here on Tuesdays mostly, except for next week, unfortunately. But I'll be back before too long. You can't get rid of me that easy. I'm gonna be upset the entire time that I'm missing things.
Fair enough. RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel, but you can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I sometimes tweet about the nerdy things in my life and lie about when I will stream because I have laundry, and you can catch me on the Monday game as Calum, the Shadowkai Cleric, and Tuesday next week, DMing the part 2 of the Arcanum. You can also see me on Pro Restarters channel on Sunday, 8 p.m. EST, as G3, the Inquisitive Robot, with LBHackEmUp.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. That was a good segue. You can find me here Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays I play the Halfling Barbarian Gwen, and then Wednesday, tomorrow, I'm probably gonna stream a little bit of Overwatch. Who knows? Probably. Nah, we'll see. And then you can find me on Sundays. This week we are starting our Apocalypse World game with a friend of the show, GB. I am playing a cult leader who follows the the green-eyed man, who nobody knows about so far, except for Indoor. Indoor knows. And then you can find me on Pro Restarter's channel directly after that with RJ. I play a albino Medusa who is mad. Like crazy mad, not like angry mad. Yeah.
Yes. And hello. If you have made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you do not, I am the Indoor Adventurer, and you have been watching Indoor Adventures. Here, that is streamed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and later this month in like 2 weeks. Also starting Thursday, because that is when Ghosts of Saltmarsh comes out. Monday, we have our homebrew game that has all of these 3 people, as well as our other dear friend, Cyberwolf1201, which was actually on this show as well last week. Tuesdays, we have our Curse of Strahd for Spooky Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays, we do our One-Shot Wednesdays, which are super fun. And tomorrow, we are going to be returning to, as we have dubbed it, the Looming 20s, which is a urban fantasy noir piece that Danae and I are both in, that's run by our dear friend GB, as well as includes our other dear friends at Alyssa Vamp, aka Satan, as well as I never know how to say Kos's full name, but Cosmic Sigma, I think is her name. She's Laughmaker D&D on Twitter, also known as Jen. Super fun crew, so I'm very excited to return to that. And then, of course, you can catch all of our VODs at youtube.com/indooradventures or on indooradventures.podbean.com or anchor.fm/indooradventures, because that will then take you to iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast, all of the other podcast listening places. So if there is a podcast listening app that you use that our podcast is not making it to, you can find me at IndoorWTF on Twitter and let me know what podcast app you listen to, and then I'll make sure that you can get the newest episodes on that, so that way you don't have to change anything. We also have our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community at large. So if there is anything that you would like to ask of our players, you can feel free and ask it by either joining the Discord or by posting in the chat as it goes by for our Twitch chat, as we have answered questions from there before as well. But again, that is on our Patreon page for patreon.com/indooradventures. So if you go there, then you get access to all sorts of stuff. After shows, works of prose, as well as adventure modules that I try and write up every month. Last month's was our Hell Scouts AU, which was super fun. So if you are interested in playing a bunch of tieflings at summer camp in the first layer of hell, I would highly recommend it. And it's not just because I wrote it, but it's because I think it's a fun adventure. So with that in mind, again, we are going to be going into our after show. So once again, thank you to Danae for running this fantastic game. Thank you to everybody for coming by and giving us your time. And we will see you guys next week. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.